Alright, well, it is loft time again, and I am an utter doofus. And, yeah, so, I talked about getting a mirror yesterday, and how it's supposed to come with a protective film, and how I tried for several minutes but could not find the edge of the protective film, and it looked all scratched up and it was blurry and hard to see. I complained to the seller online, and they even fucking called me like 7 o'clock this morning, which by the way, market holders or whatever the fuck your company is called, don't do that. Don't call me at 7 a.m. I am fucking asleep. Who am I? It's a pandemic. Nobody's awake at 7 a.m. if they don't have to be. Jesus Christ. Of course I did not pick up, but I listened to the voicemail later, and they wanted to talk to me about about my problem, and they also emailed my mother's Amazon account, which is what we use to order things. Figured just one, guys, that's fine. But anyway, they were fucking right. It did have, oops, a protective film on it. I decided to give it one last try and see if it was actually, So yeah, there was a protective film. I found the edge right up here, after some clawing, and it came right off. And wow, does that look way better, huh? Way better. You could see my feet. Before, you could not see anything. I actually wonder if I should move it to there, because the birds honestly don't spend that much time like by the door on the floor, but they do walk past the spot a lot, and it's not exactly like I've nailed it down. So I'm gonna pause the video and do that real quick. Wow, what is that? Is that a pea? What is this? It's like, I guess it's pea. It's very dark on one side and like not in the other. Whatever. Yeah. So I'm gonna pause. But yeah, I'm silly. But once I get the mirror back up, which should just be a couple minutes, the video will continue. Alright, so the mirror's back up. Somehow it does not fit as well in that space. I think it's because there's like a nub back here in the wood that's it's not there, so it doesn't slot in as well, but I want it to be low enough to the ground that the birds can see themselves just fine. It looks like maybe on the stump they'll even be able to see themselves, so that's cool. We won't be able to see them as well from the window, but it's not a huge deal. Hi! What are you up to? Oh my god. Is that an egg? Hey, is that an egg? It's a good looking egg. It's large. Guys, that's pretty fast. I mean, I'm not displeased, but geez, y'all. That's bigger than my fake eggs. Newt, alright, Newt's gonna attack me, so I'm gonna try to do this quick. See this? See how that's just very slightly, I guess maybe it's almost the same size, but it looks a little bit bigger. He's not too defensive yet. He just attacked me twice. It's still just the one egg. It's not the whole clutch. How did you bring corn up here? by the way. How's that up here? Did you get that stuck in your foot fluff or what? Holy crap. So that's gonna be kids on the way in 19 to 20 days then. Good Lord. We don't seem to be sitters on the first day like Tipplers are. So Newt. What was that about? You can't have your wife have a nest and then tell her she can't go in it. He'll probably sort it out. He's not really one to commit to keeping her off the egg. At least not in the past, anyway. I don't know why he would keep her off an egg. She's got to lay a second one, doofus. She's got to lay a second one, doofus. I reached toward him to How are you doing? Huh? You've been busy. That was really quick. She says, no, I want to go in there. Now he's not offended. He's just watching her. She's not allowed to walk in. But if she gets around him, I guess that's fine. Am I on your way? Where are you going? Huh? Is that better? Who's calling? We all went. Who was that? Or are you actually gonna sit on that? Where are you going? Do I go? Where are you going? You big silly dude. Boy, you guys move fast. I'm gonna have to do the math when I go inside and see when the next clutch is gonna be ready, because I did not think it was gonna be this soon. Woof. Yeah, I'm glad I pre-stuffed that with hay, because I've noticed that besides what was pretty much already on the floor yesterday, there's actually there's not much more. It's been kicked out. So they're obviously silly with their hay if it's already where they want it to be, and there's, you know, it's harder for them to get it out. Hi Taco! You still on the fig? Huh? The fig egg? That's okay. Take your time. Hi. Hi there. Hi. Hi. Yeah, that's pretty gentle. He's mostly saying hello, I think. I think the babies are perhaps yes, you're very handsome bird. Oh, it's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. What are you talking about, Newt? What? Are you sweet? Are you sweet? Yeah, that was God, I swear every time Newt lands on my head, my spine compresses like a millimeter. Ugh. They're just displaying at each other. You silly birds. Can I convince you guys to come hang out on the floor and maybe see that mirror? Just to get your first impressions? What are you talking about, big guy? He's got a lot to say. What if I move out? I'm gonna say hi to babies first. Hi, babies. Hi, Plum. Hi, Plum. The problem with me saying hello to the babies is that I want to look at them with my eyes, like my naked eye, and not through the camera screen. So hi banana. So I tend to forget to point the camera at them for like a good second or two. Look at this baby. Look at this baby. And our eyes are starting to change color. Actually, by the way, the blue is fading a little bit, and it's becoming that more adult you know, dark red that the adult bull-eye birds have when they're you know, in the right lighting or angle. I'm just gonna bend down you. I'm gonna grab my water bottle. I'm gonna grab my stool. We're gonna move a little bit. We're gonna hang out here. Just gonna whoop. Whee! I should have brought the safflower seeds out to try to give them something to forage on the ground. He's still on my head. Boy, you're heavy. You're a heavy guy. I gotta get a weigh station going for you guys. I think the scale I have, I mean, it does grams, but honestly, it's pretty small. And there's just like not a great like way to keep something like on top of it and have it be stable. So I think I need a scale that does grams, but it has a wider scale top, so I can put the birds in and actually have them not just wander off. I think I saw that Malefex's way of doing it is like putting the scale in a box and just having a hole in the box and just putting the bird in there real quick, and that keeps them from flying off and still enough that you can read their weight, which is a great idea. So I think I'll try to find a scale that will allow me to do that, and a box that will you know, fit the situation. You know, I'm gonna get safflower seeds and lure them down here because I really want them to see the mirror. We're back in, and we've got the seed. We've got the stuff. Yeah, hi. We're not gonna do hand feeding today, guys. We're gonna scatter. We're gonna pick them up. Do not land in my snack box. No, I hate that. Oh, there's that stuff. There's that sunflower seed. Why is that there? Whee! Look at all that seed. Newt says, "Oh my god." He says, "Oh my god." I'll just really lay it down. Get him a good amount to pick through, and not fight over too much. And here he comes. No one can resist the seed. Oh, dude. Cloud pooped on me immediately. I'm gonna try to do the wash tomorrow because you know, at this point I am wearing a different Loft shirt because I've yeah, he sees the mirror. Cloud used to there's a little bit of a funhouse effect. It's actually a little hard to see on the screen. Maybe with the I can stick something behind the middle here, and get it to be a little less warped. But Cloud has seen mirrors before, so he totally knows a mirror when he sees one. I don't think this is him showing off to a rival male, because there would be some pecking at this point. I think. But I think this is totally him going, man, I'm attractive. Boy, I'm a hot bird. I honestly don't know how much Newt and Storm have seen their own reflection. Yeah, is that you? Is that you? So it may take them a bit to go, oh, that's me. But the Tipplers grew up with a mirror available in their indoor cage, so they are quite used to seeing themselves. It's just been a while since they've had access to one. Look at him. He feels so good about himself. He's so distracted. He's like barely eating seed. He's just looking at himself. Yeah, that's you. You're a handsome bird, I know. There's more construction happening in the background. Great. Did you just spot yourself briefly in the mirror, buddy? He says, who's that bird? But seed's more important. Now Storm has noticed. Who is that? It's fine. There's seed. Well, it's actually kind of nice. The warping isn't as bad in the screen as it is for my eyes. Maybe my eyes are just better at detecting anomalies, or is it better lower down? Alright, guys, I'm gonna bend over. Don't be alarmed. I'm gonna bend over you. Let's maybe a little bit better lower down. Which may be why the screen is picking it up at a better look at him, he's like, yes, I'm so hot. At a better you know, less funhousey effect. But yeah, maybe I'll get a piece of cardboard. I've got like I think it was in the socialization video yesterday. That or perhaps the first one, where it's just like it's like a rectangle of a cubey rectangle of like a box that part of my desk chair came in. But actually, that's not gonna be. Hi, buddy. Hi. That's not gonna really hold up against the rain, is it? Yeah, he keeps looking at himself. It's really funny. He looks like a big boy in the mirror. It's gonna blow up his ego. Well, that's good. I'm glad somebody is immediately enjoying the reflection of themselves. Look at him. He's like, oh boy, I'm so attractive. Yeah, you know what you look like. It's been a while since you've had the ability to see for yourself, though, huh? Almost a year since you've had a mirror. The one we had was if you look at that blue bungee, extend it to the right, maybe 2 inches, and end it about 2/3 of the way up, maybe less. It was like a camping shaving mirror, which we zip tied to the side of the kennel that the birds were in, and they would loaf in front of it sometimes, especially after a bath. That was like the corner they would choose to loaf in after you know, a good soaking. And yeah, so they were with the mirror for at least, you know, 2 years, 2.5 almost. they definitely had time to learn their reflection. Learn it was them. You know, not every pigeon looks at a mirror and goes, oh, that's me. Especially not right away, you know? Like, pigeons do pass the mirror test. At least in a lot of cases. I'm sure there's some dumb pigeons out there that just do not, but, you know, that's life. But, you know, most pigeons are smart enough to figure out that the thing moving in the mirror just like them has to be them. Boy, that's way better, huh? It's way crisper, huh? I'm gonna have to send them an apology email or something. Like, I wasn't mean in my complaint. I was just like, it's really foggy and scratched up, and I'd like a refund or to return it, please. Apparently they messaged my mom's you know, email and were like, there's a protective film on it, and I was like, no, there wasn't. There was. There indeed there was. It was just really hard to find and get off. But hey, cool. Means I don't need to spend more money on a different mirror. I went looking last night and there's just nothing is cheap. Especially that you know, was something that I was willing to risk doing again, I guess, because you know, this one ended up you know, at the time seeming like a terrible idea, so I was like, maybe I'll actually get like a glass mirror that's marketed as being like, you know, shatterproof. Like, you know, they still break, but instead of like throwing glass everywhere, they just it's like if you break a storefront's or like a bank's, for instance, like front door window, it just does that cracking thing and doesn't actually like spit glass everywhere, like that. Which that's an acceptable risk, I think, for me. Like, it can break if you hit it hard enough, but as long as it's not spitting glass, fine. But this is not gonna break because it's acrylic, I believe. So, I mean, look at it. It bends. Newt's I think Newt's thinking about his own reflection just a little bit. Is that distracting? Is that you? Is that me? This is why I wanted to lure them down here, because I really wanted to catch them thinking about their reflection for the first time. You silly birds. Don't chase her off. You're so ridiculous. You know you can't make the eggs, right? You know that, right? He's not too defensive. See, he does let her in. He's just, oops, there he goes. It's just, it's not an automatic wife is invited. Wife has to try. Which, babe, you know, babe, that's not how it works. Your wife is supposed to have unlimited access to the nest. You are the unnecessary one in terms of who gets to be allowed on the nest, buddy. Obviously, for feeding the kids, you did a great job, and I'm proud of you. That was your first clutch? This is your first clutch, and you're doing great. But, you gotta let her do her thing, man. You can't pull a cloud. That's no good. This is a weird idea, but can I use perhaps the old nest bowl to stuff behind the mirror and make it less bent? There's some standing happening over there. Doing some stretching. So yeah, this is a this is a prime example of another reason, he's so floofy, why you should have more nest boxes than you think you need for breeding birds, especially, is once mom and dad want to start on their next clutch, it's way easier to do that if you have a box right next door for them to get going on while the babies are still growing up. For anybody who isn't aware that, you know, pigeons can get more than one clutch going at once, don't worry, the kids will still be taken care of. I do believe that it becomes mostly the dad's responsibility once there's 2 eggs, and you know you know Storm is sitting most of the time. Boy, you're just a handsome boy. You're just a handsome boy. So you know, she'll be on the eggs, and he should end up being the one who mostly feeds the growing kids. At least that's how I understand it. It may end up not being quite that way, but I think that's how it goes. Are you trying to go for a little walk? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, Chocolate's sleepy. Hi. I wonder if the kids would like to go for like a little floor time. You know, we'll do baby socialization time inside too. But I wonder if they wouldn't mind just having a little walk around on the loft floor briefly before being returned to the nest. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I'll certainly be there to stop Cloud from doing something he's not supposed to with the babies. And then they'll be watched. I just get the feeling they want to take a little walk, but they can't quite get out of their bowl. What? What? You want me to say hi? Huh? You want me to say hi? Yes, 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 you're very handsome. You're a handsome bird. You're a handsome bird. Oh yeah. We're really feeling ourselves. We are getting ready for the next clutch. Yes, you're handsome. I'm doing the nod back, so I may actually be gearing him up to be gross with my hand, but that's how you indicate to a lot of the pigeons that you're interested. You know, that's how they do it amongst themselves, and if you wanna have that sort of bond with a male or female, actually. Oh my god, she's so flat. You know, you just you do a little nodding back. It can be your head. Some birds, I think, find it more effective to understand if you use your fist. For instance, you can actually make friends, or at least communicate to most geese or swans that you're not interested in. Where did you go? In being their enemy by making a excuse me, making a you're gonna check out your reflection again? By making a this with your hand and going like this. That's like a geese slash swan way of saying, like, it's like a greeting almost. It's like a friendly greeting. Actually, I learned that, and then I went to the zoo. This was a couple years ago, and they had a swan in one of their exhibits, and so I tried it out on the swan, and the swan did it right back, and we just went back and forth for like 10 minutes. It was awesome. It was great. It's I think it's just not very well known how to tell swans you're cool, or geese that you're cool. But we were like we were interested in getting geese for a bit, and this might have been before we got pigeons, or around the same time. We were just gonna be loaded on poultry. Honestly, thank God we didn't get geese at the last house, because I think it would have been really difficult to move them, and I don't think that was a great yard for them. Oh, there's just so much cooing up there. I had to crack my hand, sorry. Our hand is needing some stretching. And I would want to have like some sort of like enclosure for them, because you know, there are foxes here, and I don't know if a fox could take a goose, but it could certainly try. And you know, we don't have any fencing, so a goose could just wander if it wanted to, and I'd hate for it to lose a bird just because it wandered off too far. I'm very paranoid about the whole letting like poultry free roam thing. Like, I don't think I could keep chickens like outside of a pretty large enclosure, because I'd be just like concerned they would just wander off. You're coming over, aren't you? Yep. Yeah, I'm too stressed of a person to leave it up to chance in terms of oh, it's sloshy. That's a sloshy noise. Ew. Look at all that dripping on the side of the bowl. Yeah, I'm too anxious of a person to leave what happens to the birds up to fate or chance or anything like that. That's why I don't fly my birds. That, and you know, we have a large population, or at least extremely present population, of Sharpshin and Cooper's hawks, which are both primarily bird eaters. A Sharpshin might be too small to actually take a pigeon like Newt, but I'm sure it wouldn't mind trying. It's not like pigeons have a lot of defense, you know. If it can get its claws on it, it's probably gonna be able to do the job. So yeah, like, obviously a lot of people free fly their birds. I personally never gonna take that risk. Not ever. Especially because you know, I don't exactly have homers. People have this misconception that that all pigeons have a great homing instinct. That is simply not the case. There are even breeds that are called homers that no longer have the homing instinct of what was originally, you know, dubbed the Homer pigeon. You know, pigeons are you know, they're meant to go certain distances and find their way back. But if they don't have any practice doing that, and then they just get let out, you know, they're gonna get lost. And you know, a lot of show breeds have just completely lost the homing instinct. So there's you know, if you let them out of their enclosures, they can just never find their way back home if they, you know, make a mistake. And, you know, just to reiterate, hawks are a big, big problem. Honestly, I would say, you know, thinking about it and thinking about the way that the pigeon population in cities climbed in around the 50s because of the widespread you know, abandonment of the pigeon hobby. You know, people just they just dismantled their lofts because they didn't want the birds anymore. So the birds had to find somewhere to go. And the most hospitable place was the cities, where they had the best roosting areas, and you know, the best chance at getting enough quantity of even terrible food that they could sustain themselves. And now you look at New York City, which currently has like one of the highest, if not the highest, populations of peregrine falcons in the world. And I can't help but wonder how much of that has to do with the abandonment of the pigeon hobby. You know? I mean, you look back over the years, and obviously peregrine falcons were starting to be threatened, and you know, I don't know if their conservation status is particularly even great now. I haven't checked in a while, so thanks for helping off my phone. I love that. I love it when you do that. Actually, I'll probably check when I go inside just to satisfy my own curiosity. But you know, it's you look back 50 years, you don't see that population of peregrine falcons, you know, established in New York City like it is now. And the main diet of peregrine falcons in that city is pigeons. You know, that's what they are mostly eating. Pigeons and peregrine falcons are in a basically nuclear arms race in terms of evolutionary advantages, and you know, one catching the other and one avoiding the other however possible. But you know, peregrine falcons are, of course, I believe, the fastest flying bird. So I don't think pigeons have much of a chance. But you know, their population is they're so good at propagating. You know, so fast. Obviously, you know, just look at that one right there. That I think it's you know, they can't just be wiped out. I'll pause. All right, we're having a little walkie, having a little time on the floor because we're trying to get out of our nest a bunch.
Do you want me to come in and kind of run interference for Paul?
Yeah, that would be great, honestly. Like, he's on my head and that's fine. He can be there.
Yeah.
But I just don't want him anywhere near the kids. Hi. Because I think this would be grounds for hazing, and they're not old enough to be hazed. Yeah, honestly, having like one person for each kid would be great. You can go do your thing on your nest, but you can't go near the children. You can't go near the children. You can come near the children. They're yours. But not you. Go do your thing. What are you guys doing? What are you doing under there? He's just eating seed. If he makes an actual, like, move over this way, you know, I'm gonna put a hand in between them. But, the kids want to have a little toddle. So, he's being good. He just wants seed right now. He may be seeing the kids as too young to haze, which would be good. You can come over. They're your kids. Yeah, what's going on? What's this? Please don't poop right now, because your butt's in a really great place to just really ruin my day. Hi! If you want to get back in your bowl, I can put you back in your bowl. Look how good we are at walking. You want to go back in? Okay. Come here. He says, Newt says, don't touch my kid.
Don't make them flappy with the stress.
Yeah, what are you doing? Honk, honk, honk. Well, that's good. That means he'll protect them from Cloud.
Yeah.
But he's been a good boy. He just wants his seed. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, little plum? Oh, the back of your neck looks so terrible. The rest of you looks pretty good now. We're standing! Look how good we're standing! Boop. Banana said, I want to get back in the bowl.
I need you guys.
There was definitely a lot of trying to get out of the nest bowl, though, earlier. There was a lot of it. Be good. Be good. He's been good. Do you want to go back in the bowl too? You're sort of edging closer to it. Which kind of makes me think maybe you want to get back in, but you're just too tired to try to put your little foot up there like Banana did. You're just a little bit behind Banana. We're gonna try to go under the bowl. Come here. Come here. I scoop you. Come here. I scoop you. I scoop the baby. There we go. We are on Banana's head. Oh, my butt is cramping. Yeah, what's it like down here? Yesterday when we were coming back from baby socialization time, we were feeling the texture of the cloth. We were like, oh, that's different. Babies one time in my lap? Okay. Alright, babies, please don't poop on me. Yes, now we're good and feathered, so being in the sun doesn't make us hot, especially on a nice day like this. It's a beautiful day out. What's Daddy doing? You guys have new siblings on the way. You figuring that out, buddy? Yeah, we slid a piece of foam in the middle there, so cuts back on the funhouse effect just a little bit. Is that you? Is that you? He's having thoughts. You having thoughts? Are you gonna poop? Or are you gonna try to climb back out? Because it's not a great idea. You're on my lap. You're pretty high up. You guys have like a tail now. Look at that. That's like a real tail. Plum has a little less of a tail, but you know, you're just a little bit behind. Finally getting our bars. You are gonna poop, aren't you? I don't trust you. Yeah, you did. It was gross too. Luckily, this bowl is pretty good at protecting me. Oh yeah, Newt is thinking. Yeah. doing, buddy? I believe this is Newt's first experience with a mirror. Is that a little confusing? Want to come up? Come see the kids? Those are yours, all right. And they know you're daddy. He still has not fed them while they are in my lap. Storm will. But you're slipping. Do you want to stand in my hand? You can just stand there. I'm not gonna hold you. That's fine. Little babies. Focus. 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 There we go. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell if I'm in focus because there's like shade and whatnot. Focus on Plum. Focus. My little heads are hard to focus on. What is all that? What is all that? Yeah, I don't know if there's Storm. I was curious to see if she was in the nest. She's not. She's in the other nest. And she's probably picking out seeds because she's gross that way. The food I gave them yesterday. Really. Well, I didn't give them. I swept up most of it and then put it in that. Has not been hit particularly hard. In terms of me needing to refill it today because because so much of it was just added, later in the day, and I came out here with my food bucket and I was like, oh, I guess you can have a little bit of seed, but you should eat most of this first. What is it? What is it? What is it? Hi, Plum. That's Banana Plum. Hi, Banana. Hi, Banana. How's your crop situation? You're pretty full. How about yours? You're not as full, I think. No, actually, there's definitely seed in there. You just you got to feel the right part. You guys want to go inside soon? Have a little more socialization time? We'll see if Storm wants to come over and feed you first. I don't know if she's going to. Now that she's got eggs. What are you thinking about, Storm? There's bird dander all over my phone screen. Because birds have been on my head shaking themselves. It's just been dumping their powder on me. She's come down for her favorite seed. She's also having a couple mirror thoughts. What are you doing, Cloud? Cloud's up there. Huh? What are you doing up there? Boy, you're black. You're backlit as hell. The program I have that yeah, there he goes. He's gonna go. He's gonna get a drink probably. But Cloud keeps making alarm noises, so it's throwing him off. There he goes. Yep. See, like I said, not worried they were gonna figure out that's the new waterer. Not concerned at all. What was I gonna say? Hi, Cloud. Storm's gonna get a drink too. What was I going to say? You coming up? I'll move my arms with my elbow. Yeah, there you go. Focus on the bird. Focus. Focus! I can't. I'll just focus on the babies. Have you come to hydrate your children? Or just see them? Boy, I'd love if my camera would just focus on the first thing in screen. You better not be going for the kids. You better not. Cloud is on my head, so I am I've got a hand to like shield any flight downwards. Are you having mirror thoughts? My mother was a little disappointed that I put it here because it means we can't see them as well from inside what they're doing. But I just think that it's the best place for it in terms of their usage. What the hell is that? Oh. Why don't I put you guys back in the nest briefly? We'll see if one of your parents will feed you in the next, I don't know, 10 minutes. And then we'll go upstairs. Just to give you a chance to get another meal before I steal you away for a while. Honk, honk. Honk, honk. Yes, of course I'm going to put down the phone briefly because, yeah, I think picking the kids up with two hands makes them, a little less, freaked out by the whole experience. So, I'm gonna pause. Yeah, as usual, Banana was, just a fraction calmer than Plum, but, the picking up with two hands is definitely better than the one hand situation. I think we just we really don't like to have our feet loose, and it makes us panic a little bit. So hey, you want this? She says, don't come near my egg. I just want to give you some hay. I'm just gonna boop. There you go. have some extra, because you guys really did sort of use it up with the last kids. Yes, they're the babies. They're the babies. Had ourselves a little tiny toddle. Then we're like, bowl please. They're just fine. They're young. This one gives them the chance to do what they want to do. If they want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, that's fine. I think part of successfully being able to introduce you know, young animals to new things is that's my stool. That's my stool. Thank you. Is excuse me. Is making it, you know, partially their choice. You know, you offer the stimuli to them and you see how they do. And you try to make it as rewarding as you can. But it's not necessarily always, you know, gonna be successful. Or you know, the exact outcome that that you want. you know, for example, while I am gonna try to harness train or you know, get these kids used to wearing you know, a little vest, they have to decide that that's okay themselves. Are you checking yourself out again? You're funny. You're funny. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? What? Huh? So like, you know, you can try to harness train any pigeon, and you can try to make it as rewarding as you can. But you know, if you eventually reach a point where you can decide, well, this bird is just not ever gonna be comfortable with this, then you know, that's a good reason to just find an alternative and a different way to make your bird comfortable. You know, so much of pigeon relationships relies on you know, especially between us and our birds, you know, relies on respecting, you know, what we can of our birds' wishes. You know, they really want to be listened to, and you can have some difficulty learning what they're trying to say. I mean, I certainly did. But you know, when you finally get the memo, and you can work with what they're offering, and they can work with an alternative that you got. You know, that's the best case scenario, I think. I mean, certainly the most obvious one is just, you wanna go to your roost? Yeah. Get out of your way. Certainly the most obvious one is the touching. You know, you don't touch an adult bird unless you're their mate. And even then, only, did you just poop down my shirt? No, it's just my hair, I think, tickling. Even then, it's, you know, you shouldn't do it without the bird, obviously, being okay with it. Or inviting it. You know, there are just times that the bird's not gonna want to be touched. Even a bird that's bonded to you. So you gotta listen to your bird's signals, and you know, you make things as appealing as you can. Like teaching kids not to be afraid of hands by finger feeding. You know, that helps them not be afraid of your hands in the future when they're older. That's just rewarding them for putting up with something that they might find otherwise scary. But you can't just stick your hand in their face when they're adults and have never been accustomed to finger feeding and just assume that everything will go well. You gotta take baby steps. Or find situations where you know, your bird is going to think about what you're doing before just outright saying no. Like, for instance, how I started bonding with Storm recently. You know, I bought that big 10-pound bag of safflower seed, which you know, she loves. But the way I started to offer it to her was to approach her on the nest where I knew she would not fly away, just on principle of my being near her. You know, she got defensive. And I kept my hand very still and let her see what I had, and she went, "Oh, is that safflower seed?" And you know, if my hand twitched, she oh god, you're heavy. She pecked me for my insolence, But, you know, obviously now she's way more comfortable with me. And she'll come up to me, like, out of the nest. You know, even if I don't have seed, in the hope that I do have seed. But, you know, and especially if I am giving out seed with just my bare hands, she'll actually come up and eat out of my hand now. You know, not as comfortably as the others, but she will do it, which she did not before. She would just take the stuff that the other birds would accidentally fling. So you know, I accepted that particular scenario was just not working for her. You know, just waiting for her to decide on her own. Boy, those are some fluffy kids. To decide on her own that I was cool was not the way to win her affection. But giving her an opportunity where I knew that she wouldn't be you know, chased off by my presence, and reward her for staying there and accepting the presence of my hand to a certain degree. Obviously, she did peck me when I moved it, because, you know, it wasn't her nest and it's not welcome there. But you know, it may have been yesterday. You know, I did the first little try of step up with her, and she put one foot on me before she decided, never mind, and flew off. But I consider that a decent first step, because she didn't just fly off at me brushing her belly fluff with my hand. Like, the way you do step up. Can I try it with you? Are you going somewhere? Can I? What about you? Huh? You don't step up very well. Step up. Step up. You go under their belly. Step up. He just doesn't want to because he's in his nest box. Come on, step up. Step up. Good bird. He doesn't want to stay up there because that's his nest box. But that's the scenario. Is they just step onto your hand, and you know, they don't have to be picked up or anything. They can just they can stand on your hand, and you can move them off your head, for instance, and which is where he is now, or off of something, you know, you don't want them on. And you know, you to do that, you sort of got to brush their belly, and like activate the instinct for stepping onto a ledge. And you know, she let me touch her belly fluff before then she put her foot up, and then she decided, no, I don't want to do this, and she left. And you know, we'll work on it, and I'll try to reward her for when she does well and gives me a little compliance. For those of you who don't know, training is a mix of concepts that are best applied together, but in sort of stages. I'm obviously not a pro trainer, but I do know the basic concepts. You know, for instance, you know, positive reinforcement is the way to go in terms of you know, reinforcing behaviors that you like. You know, if your bird does something you do not like, and you know, you give it a negative reinforcement, that's not necessarily a terrible thing, as long as it's not punishment. But if it, like, you know, if it's just you know, shoot, that's fine. It's not going to permanently solve the problem. You are just delaying the behavior, and you know, when it does happen again, you're just you're gonna get the same response, sort of, where the bird's gonna listen to your negative reinforcement, but you're not giving the bird an alternative to do something else, which is where positive reinforcement comes in. Positive reinforcement is when you reinforce the behavior that you would like to see over the behavior that you don't like as much. You know, say your dog barks a lot. You know, you have a moment of silence, you reward the dog. Dog eventually goes, oh, I guess when I don't bark my head off, I get a treat. And then you implement the next two things, in whichever order you like. It's not a totally static system. But then there is variable reinforcement and the jackpot system. So we'll start with jackpot just because it's easier to explain and it's quicker. The jackpot is when you are reinforcing a positive behavior, you know, over the behavior you don't like. You know, your dog is quiet over barking. Well, you give that dog like a extra special treat, an extra special praise, some real good attention. Like it's the concept of why winning big at gambling will keep you going in that gambling behavior, plus the variable reinforcement of not always winning. So if you are trying to train an animal and you are using positive reinforcement, the once the animal has figured out that you reward it for the good behavior and starts to do that behavior because it wants that treat or that reward, whatever it is, that's when you introduce the variable reinforcement, which is actually this time there is no treat, there is no reward. You did the thing, and that's great, but there's nothing tangible that you're gonna get out of it. And you know, your human logic thinks, well, that's got to be counterintuitive, right? Like that can't be helpful. Then you're not giving them a positive reinforcement. Well, look at gambling once again. You know, people do the slots over and over and over. Most times they lose, but they are so ecstatic when they do get the reward that it keeps them going. Same exact thing with the variable reinforcement, and especially if you add the jackpot system. So, you know, sometimes you give them the regular treat, sometimes you don't give them any treat at all, and sometimes you give them something massively good. And that really what the variable reinforcement in the jackpot system does for the positive reinforcement is it increases the anticipation of the reward they might get. So they are more likely to do that behavior that you like over the behavior that you have decided is not as good. Am I in the way? No, I'm not. Okay. So like, you know, it's something you have to do very consistently to make it work right. But if you figure out the system, then you can really you know, solve some negative behaviors as long as your animal is willing to work with you a little bit and likes whatever reward you have offered. Some animals are really hard to reward, I will admit. You know, some animals you're gonna have to work on finding a decent reward system because are you handsome? Because they're just not gonna be you know, the food oriented reward. Oh, you naughty bird. They're just not going to be reinforced by that food. They're not going to be motivated by that food. So you got to find something else that they like. You know, some like in terms of dogs, some dogs are play oriented, and you have to motivate them with a play. A playing session after they do the thing that you like. You know, pigeons can be even harder because you know, they're not really play animals so much. You know, you can play fight your male, but I don't know if that's necessarily a reward for him. So most of the praise you're gonna give your he's figured out the mirror, I think. Most of the praise you're gonna be able to give your pigeon is gonna be, you know, like a voice your pigeon likes, or like a snack your pigeon really likes, or something that you know your pigeon enjoys, but perhaps does not get to do all the time. It can be difficult to find a decent motivator. It may require some experimentation. But that is sort of the general basis of effective training. You know, like again, negative reinforcement. It works to an extent, but if you do not have an alternative behavior for the animal to do, then it's just gonna keep doing that behavior, and I mean, it doesn't really have an alternative, right? You know, it obviously hasn't thought of a better solution to avoid the being negative reinforced. I mean, obviously it must not like, you know, being told not to do something, or you know, lightly lightly negatively reinforced. You should never punish an animal with you know, like violence or anything. That's just a bad idea in general. Plus, you know, cruel. They can't understand, you know, what we want. I mean, corporal punishment for children, I think, is wrong. So why would you corporally punish, you know, an animal, right? So it's you just have to find an alternate thing they can be doing that you know, is more acceptable to you, and that they are willing to work with, especially if you are willing to give them a little something for their compliance, which is why I will be starting to feed Storm with perhaps some seed in my pocket, or sorry, just to work on Step Up with seed in my pocket, and try to combine the two. You know, maybe I'll give her some seed and then ask her to step up, and then if she steps up, I'll give her more seed. You know, something like that. Obviously, I'm not trying to really stop a negative behavior here so much as get her accustomed and more. What are you cooing at on my head? You just don't like seeing Newt? What? And I just want her to be more comfortable with me, which I guess is sort of a you know, a negative, right? Like she avoids me. That's sort of a negative behavior. I'd rather you wanna come up, Newt? no. I'd rather her not do if I can help it. So yeah, the alternative here is you know, tolerating my presence a little more in exchange for a treat she really enjoys. Obviously, to, you know, to the point of of nearly suffocating herself because she eats too fast. You guys get really huffy with safflower seeds. It's hilarious. I got a loft full of goofs. You're all goofs. Well, I think it's time for baby socialization time. So, I think I'll grab the kids and move inside. And, the adults can, have more mirror time. As much as they want now. Anytime you want, guys. It's right there. Just, try not to poop on it. I mean, I did sort of scrape it, like, through some of this poop, like, down here. And, like, had to, like, scrape it off with my fingers, and obviously didn't get all of it, but, like, do your best. I'm sure it'll come off easily, because it's, like, a pretty, you know, smooth surface and whatnot, but it's gonna be, I don't want to come in here and find, like, a drip down it, okay? That'd be gross. Alright? Yeah. That's you. That's you. Before we wrap up, I'll tell you the behavior that Cloud used to have with the mirror in the indoor loft enclosure. I guess it wasn't a loft. He would because it was only like this big. He would stand in front of it, and then he would look over it and behind it, as if trying to figure out what was going on there. He was like, "Is that really me? Am I really that bird?" And I think at this point he's well aware that he is that bird. But it was pretty funny to watch as he was getting used to the mirror. All right, well, this may be the end of Loft time. You know me, I tend to film more things than I plan to. So if somebody's doing something interesting when I come back out, or I have more things to say, as I often do, I will probably add on to this video. But if not, thanks for watching. Alright, well, as usual, I can't help but resist a small update after socialization time. Cloud has obviously not given up on the egg either. Do you guys want to get out of that and take a little walk? I'm not even filming. It's funny how they want to get out of the bowl sometimes for some reason. But this bowl is not easy for them to leave. I'll do another quick clean of the nest box tomorrow because it's getting dirty. But it's not to the point of absolute filth yet. Boy Banana is poofy. Hi, Taco. Storm's still on her egg. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. I gotta mark that on my calendar. But yep, new clutch coming in 19 to 20 days. So next people on the list, you may be coming up. All right, let's see. So, am I doing anything interesting before I leave? The baby Plum attempted a little self-feeding today, which is very cool. It's very interesting. I'm glad we're getting there. But I brought the kids out because we just weren't succeeding in getting anything down. Like I think we were just finding the solid seed too weird. to completely just swallow yet, because we'd get it all the way to like the crease of our beak and then spit it out. So I think we're just not quite there yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, silly bird. What's that? What's that? All right, I'm gonna go inside. You guys have a good day.